up. I mean the clock, the microphone, and the monitor. Good evening, everyone. SFMF Live Sunday night. Yes, it's been a week. It's been a heck of a week, but it's been a full week. No contact whatsoever. That wasn't by design, but here we are. We made it back safe and sound, had an amazing Thanksgiving and road trips, and we're here to tell you all about it. But first, producers are here. Everyone's ready. We're getting up on the screen. We're not all ready. We got off the road not too long ago. Some of you saw the community post. At that one time, we were struggling for Wi-Fi, really is what it was. Just struggling in general, really. Just, again, a road trip that we literally were on the road for about 48 hours over the Thanksgiving break. But well worth it, and we're going to talk about that soon. First, I want to see who is here. What do you got going on over there? As soon as we see who's here, what you're drinking, and we want to hear about your Thanksgiving. But happy Sunday, everyone. God bless all of you. And she's got it. We're on it. Drinking coffee, of course. And it seems like it's been longer than a week. That was loud, and there's something weird in my cup. All right. There's the sniper freak. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We did, brother. We absolutely did. And we'll get into it in just a little bit. But again, want to see who's here. It's been forever. Like I'm fiending for some live. It's been so long. I didn't even do any shorts this week. So we kind of took a week off, if you will. Was that a paid week off, by the way? Do I still get? Nah, shaking her head no. But it was great. It was an amazing week. Good to see you. Right? I'm telling you, it was just 1 week. We were on last Sunday, right? The Wednesday before.
We were driving.
Oh, we were driving that Sunday. Oh, that's right. That's right. So it's been over a week. And with no lives. I mean, with no shorts. But here we are, back in the game. And here, my third note down here is prep for Christmas. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Prep for Christmas and New Year's, which is going to get chaotic also, I'm sure. But that's all right, because we're here now and we are ready. All right, long time no see, says David Bryant. I'm telling you, it feels weird, like I was on deployment or something. Jayla Martinez, I can hold my planks for 2 minutes. There you go. You got to start somewhere. Your goal is what, 345? What's the max? 245, 345? What's the max? We got any Marines in here? Good on you. Jayla, keep it up. Keep going. Make 5 minutes your goal. That way when you get to 345 or 445, you'll be killing it. What is it, 245?
That's an easy day.
Easy day. You got it. Jordan Hammond, SFMF, good evening, buddy. I want to wish you and your family a happy belated Thanksgiving. I went to my family's Thanksgiving party, and we had games and lots of fun. Awesome, Jordan. Great to hear. That's what we did, some family stuff too, but there's nothing like it. Glad you had a great time, Jordan. Happy belated Thanksgiving to you as well. Plenty to be thankful for. Plenty to be thankful for. And that was, I'm sure I'm not the only one. Everyone texts each other, buddies from a long time ago. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you're enjoying it. Eat a lot. All those in the memes and everything cool you send to each other. Always finish it off with, we have plenty to be thankful for. And we absolutely 100% do. So good to hear, Jordan. Thanks for sharing, brother. Now, JTB, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Sergeant Major 1046, Bravo coming to 1371. Bro, I'm with you. I want to be rich. Actually, I'd rather be happy than rich. I've seen money do some crazy things to people. Thanksgiving went well. Thanksgiving might have been bad, Sergeant Major, but the garbage route the next morning went really well. The job was critical. So I'm telling you, and we're going to get into, would you rather cook or would you rather clean up after Thanksgiving? And I got kind of a funny story to that. So I'm not a cook. I don't cook. I can make breakfast. I think it's pretty good, but it's the same exact one every time. Spam and eggs, rice, and some toast. So I'm nowhere near a cook. But if I had the option to cook for Thanksgiving or clean up, which one would it be? That's what I'm going to ask everybody here real soon. Super Mighty, Las Vegas here. Good to see you, Las Vegas. Not your daddy. David Bryant, I had a turkey TV dinner, but it's what you make of it. Drinking water right now. Good on you, David. At least you had a Thanksgiving turkey dinner, and those are good. I'm a bad judge. I'm a bad food critic because I absolutely like all food. There's not too much. You know how I feel about MREs and chow hall food. Love them both. So I'm not a good food critic. Actually, I'd be a great food critic if you want me to write an article about your restaurant, because I'll love it already. But you had a turkey TV dinner. God bless you. God bless you. Did it have the works, David? All right, now she's trying to get attention. God bless you. Turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy. What else was on there? Stuffing. All right. So back to the question. Even if you're not a cook, but if you had the option, you had to do one, would you want to cook everything or at least a turkey? I have made a turkey once or twice, maybe 3 times. But I always try to help clean up, right? Depends on how much I ate and if you're in that food coma or not, which I really didn't get this time. I don't know why. I ate a ton, and it's always a snacking before you do it. And we had, by special request, a charcuterie board. I say it right? That was delicious. And it got, that's what always makes you full, all the food that you're eating before the actual dinner served. All right, JTB says he'd rather cook. Devin Moore rather cook. Michael's Drones, knives and RCs. RCs and knives. Good to see you, Michael's Drones. Semper Fi to you, brother. We're talking about Thanksgiving. What would you rather do, cook or clean? I help clean up the dessert. Well, I'll clean my plate, that's for sure. That's funny, yes. Clean up because it's the easy part. I think so. So, Jordan, I think everybody can tell already. I'd like to, I'll do the cleanup part. Who's that right behind you? Was there somebody behind me? The American flag. What's up, Alex? KP duty may not make a chef, but you can learn some important food prep. I think so too. KP duty, or Marines call it mess duty. 100%. Michael's Drones rather cook. This is why I got a TV dinner. I hate the cleanup. That was an easy cleanup. Easy cook and cleanup. Hello, Ketchup. Michael's Drones. Yes, brother. We want to hear about your Thanksgiving dinner. And did anyone have more than one because of family went to her family, went to his family, or did you do them together? Did you have more than one Thanksgiving dinner? That's a bonus right there if you could have 2 back to back. Alex, thank you for your service. Here's what my wife and I had accomplished on Thanksgiving Day. Gary Morton, what's up, brother? Good to see you. My late wife always loved cooking the holiday meals. She was an amazing cook. Man, lucky you, brother. I'm telling you, my wife loves to cook too. No, she doesn't love to. She's just a great cook. She just doesn't love to do it. Marcus Jones says, just a reminder, admin note. Everyone in the chat, please don't forget to smash that like button. Thank you, Marcus Jones. Always 100%. Please do. All right, here we go. Here's how we made Thanksgiving a success, my wife and I. She normally cooks and I normally clean up. That's just a fact. She's better at cooking. I'm better at cleaning up part. After I clean my plate. This year, all of us met at the number one Cece. Kimi Cocoa Puffs #1. She hosted us, the whole family, big family, in an apartment. She had prepped probably a couple weeks before. I mean, buying all the stuff, getting ready. And up to just like tradition, everyone is still buying stuff that morning of Thanksgiving. So we were no different than everyone else. But my wife and I managed to, because our apartment isn't that big, but plenty of room for all of us because we always hang out in one room anyway. We managed to wedge ourselves in the back 2 chairs of the dining room table, where it's kind of hard to get in and out. Very inconvenient because somebody would have to move, excuse me, I'd like to get by, kind of thing. So in order to not disrupt people, we kind of stayed in our corner back there. And what that managed to accomplish is we didn't do a thing in prepping the food. We might have said a few things, and don't forget about that. The timer's going off, and did you hear that? But we didn't want to get in the way. So we managed to sit there and just wait for everything to be served. And it was delicious, an amazing, amazing meal. We had, of course, a huge prayer right before, thanking everybody and thanking God for all of our many Thanksgivings. 100% a great, great Thanksgiving.
It was a success because we realized at one point that we weren't doing anything.
Oh yeah. Man, I missed the whole point of the story. At one point, she's tapped me, the producers tapped me, she's like, and the kids are running around doing all kinds of stuff and smelling delicious and bringing stuff out on the table. She looks at me and goes, give me a little fist bump. Like, we haven't done a thing yet. Are the kids watching? Can they hear this right now? Did they realize that? Never even really came up. But what we did do, of course, at the end as we helped clean up, took about 3 or 4 loads to the dump and packaged stuff and put it in the fridge and gave some to go. But what it realized is what we just did is a full circle of raising our kids. Man, I think we did a pretty good job because they completely hosted us, and it was a success, a huge success. Amazing. So thank you, fam. And cheers to everybody. All right. Who else? Who else had a successful Thanksgiving meal and celebration? What do you think about dinner in the morning? Super mighty. I love that. I love that just as much as breakfast for dinner. That's also just as good. Cleanup was a breeze, as we always had a dishwasher. We have dishwashers too, 5 of them, and they get busy on them dishwashers, on those washing dishes. But that was great. Thanksgiving, look forward to it every year. Already looking forward to next year, which one of the kids is going to host, and the whole family's going to be there again, and we're going to kill it. We're going to try and hang out in the corner, make sure that we just assist by supervise. Like Marines know BAMSIS, right? The last S in BAMSIS is supervise, and that's just what we did. All right, so happy belated Thanksgiving to everyone. Benji, are you still active duty? I'm retired, Benji. Thanks for asking, and glad you're here. Don't forget, smash the like button. Which one did you just write? All right. Ours is last month. What was Gary? What did I ask? What question did I ask? Tell you, it's been so long. Thanksgiving, no Thanksgiving for me. I live in the Philippines, about 8,000 miles away from family. Shane Langs, that's too bad. You still can, right? Could have got a hot plate. My sister was discharged as a corporal, invited Marines from MCRD San Diego to her house. Her husband was discharged as a sergeant. Awesome. We did that as a young couple as well. We would have young single Marines over that didn't have any place to go for the holidays. That's always a good time. SOI, right? Marines that aren't or can't go home for the holidays. You can do that for Christmas as well. Awesome. David, that's good to hear. Thank you for your service. Thank you, Devin. More appreciate that. All right, so with the holidays, and yes, we say Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year around here. Don't forget holiday gift ideas. That's what we want to share with everybody. Holiday gift ideas. What do you have in mind for each other? Even when you just go to someone's house who's hosting Thanksgiving or a Christmas dinner or a New Year's party. Those kind of gift ideas as well. And of course, Christmas gifts. What we do in our family, we have a big family. Not the white elephant, what is it called? Draw names out of a hat. Secret Santa. That's what we're doing. We did it last year and it was a lot of fun. We're doing it again this year. And we Secret Santa, so nobody can tell anybody who they have. And then on game day, you got to figure it out. Gary, Thanksgiving in Canada, eh? They do it there as well, right? Always. What do you recommend for a niece's first year in college? Wow, great question, Rick. So your niece is in her first year of college. Oh, for Christmas. Oh, I was going to say study. Make sure you study hard and stay out of trouble. A gift for a niece for the first year of college. I don't even know. I'm at loss because it's probably a food box, right? Something, a care package of food that, you know, they're busy and they're studying all night and they probably don't eat. Go to the chow hall, or gift cards for some Uber Eats. Do they have gift cards for Uber Eats? Can you use a gift card for Uber Eats? I don't know. Let's hear from the crowd here. What would be a great gift ideas for a college student, first year especially? I'm saying food, right? If I was in college on my own for the first time, I'd want people to send me food, which my mother-in-law did every time I went to school nearby as a Marine. Benji, what was your MOS? When were you active? Man, it seems like forever ago. But I started out as a combat engineer. We're at JTB, backbone of the Corps, combat engineers, and then became a first sergeant, sergeant major, 89, 99, and moved all over. Loved the infantry. You got about 4 or 5 deployments in the infantry. Gary says, I'm praying for a Christmas dinner at my buddy's place. Oh, you're paying. I thought you were praying. Can you make it pray? You make it there. Awesome, Gary. You're the man. And I need to simmer down. I'm so excited. It's been so long. Light free. It's a good question. Check that one out. How important is having a podcast these days if you leave the military? I don't know if important is the right word. Is it important? You might be new here, light free. If you are, welcome, like and subscribe, and tell your friends. This isn't really a podcast. What we're trying to do is build this community of like-minded people who you'll see on here, and just lessons learned kind of thing. So it started with transition. My transition out of the Marine Corps, I'm just going to be a piece of cake. How hard could it be? I was a Marine for most of my life. All kinds of leadership billets and positions, and deployed, and getting out was going to be easy because I know it all. What I realized is I didn't know anything about getting out of the Marine Corps, the military in general. So you don't have the instant family, the instant friends, instant house. Everything isn't instant anymore. You got to kind of figure it out on your own. Medical, dental, kids, family, where they moving, your household goods, where are they going to? All that stuff is kind of why we're here, what we want to help build this community and talk about it. So, would I recommend 5811 MPs, right? Absolutely. Would have loved to have been an MP. Still, those guys are awesome. I highly recommend it. Benji, are you thinking about joining? Where are you at in your path to becoming a Marine right now? Getting out is the hardest part. Gary, or David Bryant says it was. I was excited, looking forward to it, but next thing I know, it kind of hit me. Uh-oh. It's not the same. Civilian world is brutal. Wasn't ready for it. I'm feeling much better as I was having a hard time recently. Gary, talk to us, brother. That's why we're here. Let's hear it. MP. Still deciding. All right, Benji. Got you. Big up SFMF. You're awesome, bro. Stay blessed, my guy. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate you. God bless you. It is Sunday. Again, if you haven't spent time with God yet, make sure you do. We are right after the show. We're watching our favorite service with the family. David Bryant says, No promotions in the 5800s. Are they slow to promote? That's something definitely you want to think about, Benji. Slow promotions, all the needs of the Corps, right? There must be a lot of MPs right now. The needs of the Corps. And that's going to play a part in every job, every MOS, and depending on when you're in at a certain rank. Remember, I think I told y'all before, I spent 5.5 years as a sergeant. Felt like forever. But then after that, it sped up. So it's what's going on in the world and in the Corps. John McJunkin, good evening, brother. Good evening to you and everyone you're with right now. Happy belated Thanksgiving. Feeding some very hungry people. The meal the next day and the next day is always great too. Good to see you, John. Randall Knapp, my Marine Napster, my Marine nickname before the internet, in the house. Went to church this morning. God bless you, Randall. Good to see you. Joe Schmo, my boy's been in the Marines for over 10 years. She's not going anywhere soon. He loves it. He's not going anywhere soon. Good. Tell him stay in, retire. 100%, stay more than 20 years. Couldn't recommend it any stronger. Stay in for 20 plus. Retirement. Get that retirement. Military has the best retirement system. 5 years to make corporal. Let me think. Yeah, I did make it in. I did make it in 4. I don't remember how long from corporal to sergeant, but I'm telling you, 5.5 years as a sergeant felt like a lifetime. I think that was probably average though, right, David? And with my promotions were all on time, right? I never got passed over. Meritorious like PFC and Lance Corporal, but nothing crazy after that. It was always on time. But 5.5 years as a sergeant. Gary was having nightmares of the physical abuse, my mother and myself. Man, Gary, so sorry to hear that, brother. I don't know. I know there's medication for nightmares, and obviously you can talk to people, reach out to us. You already know that. Anytime, reach out to us. Get on our email. We'll have a discussion about it. I had nightmares. I went through a spell of nightmares, and the VA gave me medication like they're so good at. I'm not good at medication. I don't like taking it, so I didn't, and I would stay up later, right? And I'd fall asleep and I'd wake up with the nightmare and wouldn't go back to sleep. So my sleep pattern got really jacked up. So Gary, please watch out for that as well. And still, I kind of have a weird sleep pattern. I could fall asleep right away, but I wake up intermittently throughout the night. But here's what I know, Gary. You have to talk about it. You have to talk about it. You have to talk about it, and be open and honest about it. So reach out, brother, and hang tough with that. I don't know how you feel about medication. I didn't like. They were called nightmare meds, and I don't know how they work because I never took them. I hear you, Gary. I hear you, brother. Excuse me. Admin was max points. At the time, we're talking about cutting scores. David Bryant, nothing worse than the captain getting passed over. I'm telling you, it happens. Same with staff NCOs, because for officers, it's every year, right? Same with staff NCOs. If you miss actually corporal and above, no, yeah, sergeant and above, you miss that promotion day, you have to wait an entire year. What that does is give you an entire year to make your package stronger. I'm guessing it's probably the same for the officers. Bryce Wilborg, 7-5 late, no excuses. Don't worry, I got my bends and thrusts for missing all last week. So no one is later than us. So we got you back. We got you back. So it is many reasons to start getting ready for this, the holiday season. I do remember Thanksgiving in Afghanistan. Again, that's one of the last things you're thinking about. Are you going to have chicken or turkey and stuffing and the whole nine, and mashed potatoes and gravy? We're going on patrols. And for those of you not familiar with the sergeant major and the commander, we ride around in a jump. And that's about 10 to 12 Marines, a couple from each company, admin guy, radio guy, corpsman, drivers, gunners, right? They're the protection for the commander, and he goes out. So it is Thanksgiving Day. We're in country, going on patrols, visiting our companies, visiting the little the FOBs here and there, outposts, trying to bring them some motivation on Thanksgiving, spending it in one of many holidays in country or away from family with your extended family now, the Marines. One of the young Marines in the back, I remember him saying, man, what I wouldn't do for some turkey, my mom's gravy and a pumpkin pie she used to make. And then they start talking to me, you know, when you're gone, you start talking about food, then you start starving, and that's all you can think about is food. Well, on the way to one of the positions, we get there and the crowd is kind of, we had to do a little crowd control. No firing. We didn't have to fire that day. But we had to separate some people, and it was chaos. And then the jump, our protection guys, they were gone for a long time. I was like, man, I hope they got it all under control. Colonel's meeting with some elders, and we're drinking chai, and everything's safe. A little, what do they call that, chaos? Controlled chaos. So it wasn't bad, but we were on edge. They don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Afghanistan, so that wasn't the reason. But it was just a little controlled chaos. The jump comes back, they throw a bunch of stuff on the trucks, and we head out. An accomplished mission. The elders had their meeting with the colonel, talked about how great things are going to be in Afghanistan very, very soon. It wasn't. But that night, what the jump had bought was a bunch of, not turkeys, but a bunch of chickens and potatoes for mashed potatoes. They concocted some gravy. They had some corn. They made the best in country JFC, they called it, jump fried chicken. 33 America's Battalion Jump. These guys killed it with a Thanksgiving feast. You see, there's some memes going around. Thank the troops, because they're not home spending it with their families. And granted, we weren't home with our families, but we were with our Marine families in combat with an amazing, amazing Thanksgiving meal. So thanks, Jump. Shout out to you all. No chaos that day. No out of control chaos. So it turned out well. All right. Poolee Rodriguez asks, good evening, Sergeant Major. Sir, can you explain why some Marines' trousers have the blood stripe and others do not? Great question. The blood stripe, for those of you that don't know, on the amazing blue dress uniform, AKA dress blues. That's the nickname, dress blues. It is the blue dress alpha or blue dress bravo. The blue trousers, some have a blood stripe down the side, one on each side. Some do not. NCOs and officers, all NCOs, so including staff NCOs, NCOs and above, and all officers rate the blood stripe. And the blood stripe was from the Battle of Chapultepec, because it was such a bloody battle. A couple different variations of that story, but that is why we wear the blood stripe, the red stripe down the blue trousers with that uniform. NCO and above, so E1, 2, and 3s don't rate it yet until they get corporal, and that's another rite of passage. When you pick up that corporal rank, you become an NCO, and you get the blood stripe. Hurrah. But that's why, great question. Looks a whole lot sharper with the blue, with the blood stripe on it. It really does. It makes a huge difference. It looks good. All right, David Bryan says, why do lieutenant to captain have the blood stripe? That's a great question. I feel the same way, right? They should have to earn it, just like the E1 through 3. They don't rate it right out of boot camp. You got to earn it once you become an NCO. So I agree with you. Once you become a field grade officer, that's when you should rate it. Good point, David. I always thought about that as well. It was the Dan Daly massacre. It was the bloodiest battle, and that's why it's called a blood stripe. Must be a little off on my history. Let's hear it, Rick.
You said chosen.
Oh, yeah. Not the chosen reservoir. The frozen chosen. Those, and we've talked about this before, I got to tell you, I believe all Marines are warriors. We win in battles, 249 years. But I got to believe, man, I would have struggled in the chosen. I don't mind the cold. I like to go snow skiing. I did the Bridgeport numerous times, the water or the snow survival, blizzards, crevasses, done it all. But I always knew that we would come out of it and we'd be around a warm fire soon. Can you imagine those guys in the Chosen? 50 below, is that right? I don't remember the actual number, but below freezing temperatures. Not only did you have to survive the weather, you had to survive combat at the same time. Remember hearing stories from the 1st Marine Division, those guys from the Chosen, you obviously slept with your rifle just to keep the bolt from freezing, but it would still freeze. That's how cold it was. And that was before they had the high-speed gear that we have today. They had cotton sleeping bags and cotton socks or wool socks. Their uniforms were crap back then, but that's the best they had. And the boots, if you got any kind of frostbite anywhere, you were done. Can you imagine getting on your feet or your hands? You can't do anything without that. So they had to survive the cold and survive combat all at the same time. Those guys from Chosen, I tell you, a different breed. Yes, the officer blood stripe is a tad wider, and general officers' blood stripes are even wider on their black trousers. That looks pretty good for general grade officers. But yes, the officer stripe, and I don't know, ours is 3/4 of an inch maybe. There's a full inch, or a 1/2 inch and 3/4. I think it's just a 1/4 inch different, the officer's blood stripe. Looks pretty cool. Mad respect. I'm telling you, Rick. Pickle Bunker, Bridgeport. Yeah, Pickle Bunker. Dave Bryant says, started save for Philly, 11/10/25. Hope to see y'all there.
Have we talked about this since we've been?
Yeah, didn't I? Right? Yeah, because we talked about the Naval Academy visit. Ton Tavern. So David Bryant's talking about it. Start saving now. November 10, 2025, the Marine Corps birthday ball celebration. That's their goal, to have it open and running to celebrate the 250th Marine Corps birthday at Ton Tavern, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, November 10, 2025. And it's going to be huge. Can you imagine? Already, Marines are already talking about it. Talking about it like with all, there's going to be 200,000 Marines there, no doubt. So yes, make your plane reservations now. Make your room reservations now. Try to stop us from coming. I'm telling you, another road trip, and we're going to be there in blue dress alphas. You know it. Let's go. Meet us there. I'm going. Rick's going. Wool retains 60% of its heat compatibly soaking wet. Things I learned at MCRD. Capability. Wool retains 60% of its heat capability soaking wet. That's good, but you also have to carry that wool blanket and that wool sleeping bag and those wool socks when they're soaking wet. Completely increases the weight of your load. And some of you might like that, right? It makes you harder. Pain, misery. Misery builds character, right? Shared misery even more builds camaraderie. Some horrible, gotta be horrible times, man. I gotta tell you, give it up. I met a Korean War veteran used to take pictures for us at Staff NCO Academy in Okinawa. Great stories. This dude, Whitey Fox was his name. He had some amazing stories that you just, I mean, he was there to take the photos for the students and the, their package for attending the academy, and they had to sign a bunch of stuff. All we want to do, we ask him a question about the Chosen, something significant. We heard the Army had to come save your butts one time, Whitey. They, oh, ain't no way in hell. And he'd go on some amazing stories, and he would talk about it like, yeah, that my boat was frozen. I had to pee on it to get it just to move so I could put a round in there and blast the enemy right in the face. I mean, just everything was just so, that was day to day, right? Taking your gloves off you had to boil water, and you couldn't do it with your mittens. And they had mittens. They didn't have gloves. They had mittens. Just amazing. All right. Poolee Rizzoni asks, my recruiter told me that my chosen career field was closing down for amphibious marine craft mechanic. Why is that? excuse me, I didn't even know that. So amphibious marine craft, so AAVs, amphibious assault vehicles, AAV mechanic is closing down. I haven't heard that. I got to guess we're moving to, because we already got rid of tanks. So the AAVs, amphibious marine craft, I don't know which one that is. Similar, I'm guessing similar to the AAVs. You still got to get them into combat. You still need mechanics in combat. All right, if you deploy the vehicle, the only reason they would get rid of the mechanics is if they're getting rid of the vehicle. And what is their answer to it? More Ospreys? I don't know. Interesting. I didn't hear that. John McJunkin, I haven't seen that. I haven't read about it recently. Unless it's very new, because I'm telling you, I've been on the road for the past 10 days, so I haven't even read news. Interesting. So other MOSs, again, here's what I'll say about recruiters. Since somebody brought up, my recruiter told me that I was never a recruiter I wanted to be, just never worked out timing-wise. Wanted to be a drill instructor first, then a recruiter. Didn't work out. Did spend a weekend in the recruiting, not 1 weekend, 3 days, as drill instructors, because we would dog the recruiters. What kind of crap are they sending? This kid can't do a single pull-up, and we dog the recruiters. It's the recruiter's fault. Our sergeant major, who had been a recruiter, DI and a recruiter, and now he was our depot, he was a battalion sergeant major on the depot. He knew what the recruiters went through because he was one. And he would always tell us, hey, they're working hard, that's not easy, it's not easy, it's not. We're like, BS, they're sending us crap, why can't they send us studs, right? We want every recruit to show up doing 20 pull-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 3-mile run in 18 minutes. What's the problem? Why can't I get, where are those kids at? So he sent us to one of our breaks in between cycles. He brought us to the RS San Diego, recruiting station, San Diego, in our Charlies, and we were to shadow a recruiter for 3 days. Bro, I'm telling you, I thought I was tired as a drill instructor. I thought my feet hurt as a drill instructor. And the amount of times that you get rejected was just how many people you have to talk to. And he told me the number, I don't remember at the time. You have to talk to 100 applicants to get one, or prospects to get one to enlist. So, and if your quota is 3 or 4, I mean, it's just incredible the amount of work that these guys put in. So, whole point was, I don't think recruiters, there may be some, there's bad people everywhere. Do they straight up lie to prospects? I don't think so. I think they may not always tell you everything, or they pass on what has been told to them. My recruiter didn't lie to me. Maybe I'm a fortunate, lucky one. He pretty much told me everything straight up. There wasn't a secret that he held that I got to boot camp thinking, this sucker didn't tell me this. I just didn't listen. I didn't hear it like I should have heard it, right? That was my fault when I brought my own running shoes to boot camp and almost got my head torn off for that. So I don't know if I listened completely. And I think there's just some things, because they also have to meet their quota. They absolutely do, right? That's a quick place to get fired, is on recruiting duty if you don't make your quota. So if they say, I need you to ship next week, or you're going to lose your job, you might not lose that MOS, but he really needs you to ship next week. All right, any recruiters out there? Rick, yeah, my old 53 squadron was decommissioned, turned into Ospreys, right? The Corps is changing, times change. The Marine Corps is changing. Menachem is here, good to see you, brother. Randall Knapp, man, it just disappeared, but I wanted to read that one. Gunny Sergeant, USMC retired. Happy holidays. Oh, that's what we're talking about. We briefly talked about Thanksgiving. We had an amazing one here at the Cece house. A lot of road time, but in the end, the family was together. The whole unit in one place. Killed it. Marine NCO, Staff NCO, blood stripe, 1.125 inches. Officers, 1.5 inches. Generals, 2 inches. There you go. Randall fact checked it. Awesome. Thank you, brother. So 1 1/4 for enlisted, 1.5 inches for officers, and generals get that big fat 2-inch stripe down them black trousers. Looks pretty solid. It has been quite a while, Menachem. Thanks for reminding me and bringing it up. Yes, we have been UA for the past 10 days, traveling. Family time has been great. Now we're here with family once again. It's good to be home. Recruiters don't lie, says David Bryant. They get you your MOS, but the Corps sends you where they need you. I'm telling you, facts. My MOS changed in boot camp. I did have a little bit to do with it, but I signed up as an 03, and by the time I left boot camp, I was a combat engineer. Era. Jordan says, I've learned from you, when times get tough, don't give up and keep pushing. I'm grateful for your channel. You taught me a lot, buddy. Love you, bro. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. And I can't, no way, take the credit for all that. That's this community. That's the type of people are in this community. We got everybody. Military, non-military, Marines, Army. We got a Space Force yet? I don't think we've had anybody from the Space Force yet. But look at cadets, soon to be Marines. Cadet Visconti says, good evening, Sergeant, sir. I know it's been several weeks already, but I had a great time attending my first Marine Corps birthday ball. Can't wait for the next one. Awesome, as a cadet. Pretty amazing. And here's what everyone, Marines will tell you, the actual ceremony part, the 30 minutes, give or take, whoever's in charge of it, is going to be exactly the same every time. And the beauty of that is there's different Marines doing it. So you're going to see little different nuances in each ceremony, but it is the same exact ceremony right out of the Marine Corps manual. So they can't change it up. What's different is how they perform it, at what level. You can tell how much time and effort they put into it. And the guest speaker, of course. But good, glad to hear you had a great time. And nasty civilians like Menachem. We love our nasty civilians. But you see that, I did just a quick short. We were at MCRD, the wife and I watched a graduation, and right before it started, just did a little short. Look behind me, this MCRD where it happens, making Marines turn these nasty civilians into United States Marines. Era. There's just a quick little era. And we got some hate on the comments. They're nasty Marines or civilians. Those, you call them nasty civilians. Those are the same nasty civilians that serve their country in other ways and shapes or forms. Got it. It's a Marine thing, right? If you've never been called a nasty civilian at boot camp, your drill instructors weren't doing their job. Bryce says on my DI, I say quitters and losers. Quitters are losers. Amen. Bryce said, my recruiter told me that test cord would get me a good MOS, 0331. That is an awesome MOS. Love the machine gunners. Tell me you can't, how are you going to fight without the machine gunners? That overhead fire while you're moving in. Amen. Rick signed an open contract, was assigned parachute packer, air delivery, but since I didn't have a physical, assigned admin, typing, NCOs, awards, travel, claims, etc. Again, POGs are part of the fight, but you have to be able to, again, I like when people say, if you ain't a grunt, you ain't, you know what? Grunts can't do anything without the POGs. Can't do anything. So it's one team and one fight, but that inter-service rivalry better not ever die, right? How about trackers? Yas, you heard of that? If you ain't a tracker, you ain't, you know what? Can't live without that. And if you don't think your MOS is the best and you don't talk the most trash about how great your MOS is, something's wrong. No matter what your MOS is. Yes, even you admin POGs. You have the best MOS in the world. POG, look at USMC Cece, POG, protectors of grunts. Love it. Speaking of USMC Cece, a little update on her. Backbone, sergeant. Just finished the mace. Who knows what the mace is? See if anyone knows what that is. New Marines, so a couple of you older guys, you should know by now. McMap, Marine Corps Martial Arts Training Program. McMap, Marine Corps Martial Arts Program. Who knows what the mace is? Let's see your war mace. Sorry, mate. What's up, Shih Tzu? I always like getting guys paid on travel claims. And we loved you for that, Rick. Getting those travel claims paid up. All right, Motor Thugs, Motor T. Who talks about Motor T? Not when they come pick you up when it's raining. All Marines are Marines, even us crypto needs. McMap. So, quick update on USMC Cece. Just finished the mace. She was a brown belt instructor. Boom, black belt. Black belt instructor. McMap, black belt. Now she just needs to start working on her tabs. First, second, third, fourth. I don't even know what it goes up to. 6th degree black belt. But she is a black belt McMap instructor. Boom. Pretty awesome. Of course, she had to one-up me again. Once again, she's one-upping me already as a sergeant. So good on her. She killed it. Awesome. Can't wait to see where she goes from there with that in her back pocket. Now she's getting ready to go to sergeant school, right? Just moving and shaking. Manakam says, congrats. All Marines are Marines, even as crypto Marine nerds. We love you, Randall. Again, one team, one fight. We can't do it alone. All MOSs. Maybe we should make that shirt. All MOSs matter. All MOSs matter. All right, so in our travels, we were on Camp Pendleton shopping. I saw a big line somewhere. Was it after Thanksgiving? Was it Black Friday? Before. It was before. Saw a big line at the exchange. Anytime you see a line, you got to find out what's up. So I went and talked to one of the last Marines. Probably looked like a young corporal in line near the weapons section, near the guns and ammo. So, of course, I'm going to go find out what do we got going on over here. And he said 15% off all weapons and all ammo. It's like, all right, I'll wait in this line. And I waited, and the line was getting longer and longer. 15% off. I didn't think it was that great. I'd like a 25 or 40% off, but I waited. I was going to get some ammo while I was there. Not in the market for a new gun, but who knows? If the deal was right, and they had, you couldn't even see the counter because the line was already that long. And I should have got in as soon as I saw it. I shopped around a little. Anyway, 15% off, and this is in California now. So the woman walked around, what are you here for? A gun? What are you from? Glock? What are you here for? I said, I'm just going to get some ammo. I heard it's a 15% off. She's like, okay, do you have all your paperwork? I was like, well, I got my ID card. She's like, but in California, you need your birth certificate, your firstborn's birth certificate. You need your death certificate in case you're going to die soon. You need your power of attorney from all kinds of paperwork. What is going on in California? I said, I don't have any of that. I'm not a California resident. I just want some ammo. She's like, well, you can apply for it here, and it'll take 30 days, and I'm traveling. I said, I don't mean to take it out on you, but that's ridiculous. I'm going to go to Texas, buy all the ammo I want from 7-Eleven. Just kidding. I don't know if they do that. But while we're there, I got a message. Somebody said they saw me in line at the ammo section. If you ever see me in public, you better come up and say something. Anyone, anytime, please. Of course, I might have had on an SFMF shirt. You know I did, especially being on base. And I even saw two Marines look like two young motivators talking, chatting it up. And I think they even pointed at me. But I was in line to get my ammo, so I wasn't paying attention. And I think it was one of those two Marines. And then messaged on the channel. So please, anyone, everyone, anytime, if you ever see me, or any one of the producers, you've seen some of them on the show. Can you come around here so they can see what? If you ever see, please, would love to meet every single one of you. So if you ever see me anywhere, please say something. Just give me an Rick says, floating the question, does anyone know old 3rd 3rd Battalion Barracks, MCRD, PI still exists. Heard they tore them down, or was going to. 3rd Battalion Barracks. I don't think they tore down any barracks. The last time we was there, it was a couple months ago. I didn't notice any barracks being torn down at MCRD. I know they added some, actually, right? For the females, they added some barracks in like the first deck on a couple of the buildings are all for the females with the windows all smoked out. So the little peeping Tom recruits trying to go over there. But they added barracks. I don't think they tore down any of them. Good question though. Does anyone know? That's California. There, Carlos Diaz. Good to see you, brother. I'm telling you. She wanted everything. I had to draw blood and I mean all kinds of stuff just to buy some ammo. Hot Rod said, do they sell ammo at Stripes or Circle K? They don't yet.
They probably do in Texas, no?
Somewhere in Texas. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. And they have vending machines. They tried that for a while. I don't know if that lasted or not. Man. Love, hate. Look at right there. Producer says that we have a love-hate relationship with California. One, we have family there, so we got to go there, but the rules are ridiculous. Semper, retreat hell, 2-5. Shoot you. Does it seem like we're chewing the same dirt in the world again? Do you also feel like what we did to the friends and lost, and we are right back to where we started again? I think things are going to change for the better, and they already have over the last couple of weeks. What's the date? It's December. Happy December, everyone. It is December 1st. Excuse me. They still sell shotgun ammo at Walmarts in Connecticut. They definitely do at Walmart sell ammo. In Texas, guns are a way of life. Absolutely. You can purchase a gun. You don't need... I don't know, do you have to be 18 maybe? I'm not sure, but you can go. Even Hawaii takes a little time, about a month. Actually, you apply for it. You have to take a class if you haven't already taken the class. And wait for the background check. 2 weeks later, then you go take your gun. And it's kind of a process in Hawaii too, similar to California, I'm guessing. Not in Texas. Thanks, because I'm thinking for my new vacation in June, going to PI and visit. Haven't been there since 91. MCRD, Paris Island? Or are you talking Philippines, PI? Thanks, because I'm thinking of vacation in June, going to Paris Island. Go for it, Rick.
Talking about the 3rd Battalion Barracks.
Oh, JTB, nothing like putting up with Christmas tree, putting a Christian family and hearing my DI. Get that tree up straight. Better not be crooked. Put that bad side to the wall. And then you got to look at every different angle. Don't just throw them lights up there. They better be covered in line as well. That's what we did. Even better, on the day after Thanksgiving, we got a great deal on a Christmas tree. Great deal. And then took it home and we watched Kimi Cocoa Puffs decorate it. So that was fun. Texas.
She's a little obsessed.
5 minutes after background. I'm telling you, David, Texas, 5 minutes after background check. I haven't bought one from a store yet. I bought in Texas from a, what are the dealers called? The authorized dealers? And that same thing. While I was checking out which gun I wanted to buy and ordering it, he did the background check over the phone and got confirmation within the same time period. It's awesome. As it should be. Josh says, in my state, if you show proof of service, you can get a CCW permit. I think I want one of those too, but are those good state to state concealed carry weapon, CCW? They're all different in different states. And I wondered about that being on the mainland. If you're traveling across country, you go from one state to the other, you got your rifle in the window, you got to take it down. You got your pistol on your seat, it gets a little tricky, I'm sure. All right, Poolie Erickson asks, was there ever a time that someone from another branch helped you or your Marines in any way? Great question. Wow, that's amazing. No, we don't let any other service help us do anything. Marines can do it all themselves. Just kidding. 100%. There's no doubt. As an engineer, I can tell you right now, Seabees had our back on numerous occasions. Just because their construction capabilities and their tools and their knowledge. As infantrymen, I always work with the Army infantry. Yeah, I mean, we've eaten at their chow halls before. They've hooked us up in the motor pool. 100%. The out of the service rivalry will always be there as well. We'll talk trash to each other and about each other. One team. It's always ends up being one team. Air Force has taken us numerous places. Navy, of course, on ship. How they bend over backwards for the Marines once they get on ship and they take us to where we need to go. Taking care of us en route. So yeah, 100%. All branches of service help each other out. But again, that rivalry better not ever go away. 32 states, Seabees, if they were, Seabees when they're sober. Seabees work hard, but they also play hard. Seabees are pretty awesome. U.S. Air Force, A-10, rescue, rescue Marines all the time. Call Magic Squaw 187. A-10 is a pretty awesome aircraft. Air Force Chow, right there. Air Force, got some beautiful restaurants. They don't call them dining facilities, mess halls, DFAT. They got restaurants, and they got some good chow. 82nd Airborne made us feel welcome at Bragg, a.k.a. Liberty. Why they change the names? Come on. Don't get me started on changing names of these bases. You know what falls out of the sky? What is it? What falls out of the sky? What is it? What is it? Jesus saves, John 3:16. For he so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, and whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. Amen. Thanks, Jesus saves. Green ramp, baby, green ramp. I put the air in airborne. Get some. Love when that ramp drops. Boom. Rick, my Thanksgiving was shared with coworkers. Had to work, got double time. Nice. Got paid, and you got to eat. Remember, the Air Force used to be Army Air Corps. That's right. And they're not that old. About 65 years now, 75. It seems like I was saying 50 years for the longest time, but they used to be part of the Army. Bird crap and fools out of the sky. That's what falls out of the bird. Bird crap and fools. One team. Great question, Poolee. Say Poolee. Great question. Do we help each other? Yeah, 100%. You've seen some inappropriate rivalries or usually involves alcohol. I'm sure when the fun rivalry like the big brother little brother thing happens and you start talking trash about each other, there's always someone to take it over the edge because they're drunk. No need for all that, of course. The good, we have enough each, and again, if you don't think your service is the best, then something's wrong. You should definitely defend it like you believe it is the best. And that rivalry will always be there, hopefully. Those are fighting words at Bragg. And even the inner service rivalries are just as good. You tell me the Marines, the infantry doesn't talk trash about the air wing? All day. Calm, my favorite is you can talk about the calm Marines all you want. You can talk about them, but you can't talk without them. That's my favorite line. All right, U.S. Air Force asks, Cadet Yusuf asks, when I graduate from high school, I plan on enlisting in the Corps, but I was told that my height might be a problem for me as I'm 6'6". Wow. Wish I was a little bit taller. I think it is an issue for certain MOSs, pilots, right? I think pilots can only be a certain height. I'm not sure if we have any recruiters on here it will be for some MOSs, but you can enlist at 6'6", get some. If your infantry is going to suck going on ship, you're going to bang everything on the passageway. But I think pilots is your only restriction that I can think of. I've never heard of any other MOS. Maybe, well, we don't have any tanks anymore. AAVs. Rick said, but I enjoyed the co-workers. It was great. I'm an old single Marine. Awesome, Rick. Glad you had a good time and got paid time and a half or double. You got paid double. We call the Air Force civilians in uniform, or Chair Force is always a crowd pleaser, the Chair Force. They got it made, though. The Air Force has it made. Same pay scale, right? E5 and all branches of service make the same exact money. Who's working harder? Who's sweating? Who's rolling around in dirt, sleeping on cardboard boxes? Well, the Air Force has their own dorm, individual rooms. Went to the Air Force NCO Academy as an E6. Man, these guys it was beautiful. Just the academy was like a college. There were college dorms and college professors were teaching the classes, and it was just amazing. The chow was great. The rec room, they had a rec room bigger than my house, and it had TVs and stoves and refrigerators and furniture. It was like a fully furnished house, and this was for the students in the Air Force Academy. They got it. They're doing something right. You do it because you love it, Era. That's what it boils down to. You do it because you love it, no matter what. No regrets. David, you have any regrets? Best kind of chow right there, Rick. Potluck. Buffet style potluck. What'd you bring? You got to bring something. Don't be that guy who brings a bag of chips. You got to put some time and effort into it, bringing something. Being single might be a little tougher, but you got to bring something good. Love a potluck. Any kind of party, any kind of holiday or birthday or celebration. Love a good potluck. Do it because you love it. Not getting that blood strat. Eminem. Poolee Galloway asks, can my recruiter keep me from retaking the ASVAB test for a better score to get the job I want? There are time limits on when you can take it, I think is the only thing, but he cannot stop you. Your school administers the ASVAB as well. Excuse me. So if why does he not want you to take it again? Is your score is probably good enough, but you want a higher score to open up your MOS choices. 100% agree with that. If you studying, you know you're going to increase your score, take it again. More MOSs will open up, but he cannot stop you, no. Again, he's got to meet a deadline, so he probably wants you to pick an MOS so you can ship. So all those things, again, don't take the gunny with you, take McJunkin with you, get exactly what you want. You might have to wait longer. You might stand a chance of losing a school seat in June. You just might have to ship at a different time. But I think there's a waiting list, 2 weeks maybe, before you can take the ASVAB again. Don't quote me on that. Recruiters, where are the recruiters in the house? Has there ever been a Camp Daily? Isn't there? Is it Camp Daily? Yeah, what base is that on, Camp Daily? Not sure. All right, so what we haven't talked about in a while, and we'll get the producer in on this one, holiday season, merch. Time to get some merch. Can't talk enough about the Green Monster. I got some ideas for the Green Monster, but we still have them in stock. SFMFmerch.myshopify.com. Still have products. It is the holiday season. Time to buy some gifts for each other. Keyring. Keychain. What was it? Lanyard. Right? 550 cord, dummy cord, whatever you want to call it. 100% made in America by an American. By a veteran. By a Marine. Awesome. Still use mine every day. Been like 2 years. Quickly go through our stickers. Everything is in stock. Boom, we know that one. That's going to stop. No more military age males coming into our country. Done. Boom. November 5th. That's when that stopped. All right. Good old Cadence one. This dude's cool. You might see these around somewhere. I might have tagged a few things in my travels. That's the Little Reaper. Got him in regular and what's that called? Shiny. Got him in shiny too. Another shiny for you. SFMF-merch.myshopify.com. How about apparel? Hoodies and shirts still available? Hey, here's a new one. Here's the new one. Boom. That right side up. Shiny. That's the king, baby. That's it. My personal favorite. Boom, in your face. One you see on my cup. And here's another boom for you. Boom. SFMFmerch.myshopify.com. Get them while they're hot. Holiday season. Let's go. All right. John Hume. Glitter bomb. Marine units didn't seem to do mess nights. I've only had one, which is a shame. Mess nights are amazing. If your unit, any active duty right now, getting ready to be active duty, if your unit doesn't have it scheduled, schedule it. Every unit I went to, we would do it in June or July, opposite the Marine Corps ball. It's in the ball's in November. October or November is the ball. So offset the year by having a mess night. Mess nights are absolutely amazing. Tradition. You know how Marines are about our tradition. We're fanatical about history and traditions. Depends on who you ask, we'll tell you about a mess night, where it originated from. The British started it, and it was a gathering after a battle, right? And business too, you talk about business. So what went well, what didn't go so well, what do we need to change for next time? That was the after actions of it. And then you would honor those who didn't make it out of that battle. You toast to them, and it was a gathering. It was a very, very necessary tool immediately after battle. Half of it still happens in battle. You do that after action right away while everything's still hot and fresh on your mind. But then when you get back to stateside, wherever you're from, that's when you should host, immediately after you get back, an actual mess night. And it's scripted. So just like a ball, you have to do certain items at certain times. You have a POW MIA table, you honor that. You toast to a few different battles, Navy Corps, United States. You toast to it, that's all part of it. You smoke cigars, which I know you can't smoke indoors now, but it's still part of it. All those are part of the ceremony that just builds camaraderie, builds teamwork, builds everything that Marines know today. So, and there truly may have a guest speaker, right? So again, if you're someone in charge of the guest speaker, make sure you vet him or her, make sure he's good to go, keeps it relevant to Marines and mess night. It is an honored tradition. So no, the question, has the Marine Corps gotten rid of it? No, if they have, it's your unit. It's a lot of work, right? You got to get a gift, you got to find a guest speaker, then invite him. You might have to pay for him to get there. And then you have to pay for the meal, you got to find the venue. Sort of like a ball, Marine Corps ball celebration, well, a little better. I like mess nights a whole lot more. And at the end, the fines, of course. The fines are the part that everyone loves. And you fine people, a typical fine is, I find Sergeant Jones is not wearing a white t-shirt under his blue dress uniform. And you have to get up and defend yourself. I'm not going to give any of it away. But there are fines like that that happen on deployment. Funny. They're all funny ones. You got to keep it clean and respectful, depending on who is in your crowd, who your guest table entails. So keeping it clean, but keeping it funny and motivating. The fines are truly one of the biggest inspiring parts about it. I'll share one find with you that still, every time I put on a mess night, I try to give them ideas to find each other. And they hide stuff to each other. You know, they'll hide a Snickers bar underneath their chair. They'll tape it to you. I find Corporal Smith, he didn't think the chow was good enough, so he had to bring his own chow. And no way, he did not. He didn't. And they said, yep, I saw him tape a Snickers. He looks under his chair, there's a Snickers. He gets fined for it. The fine could be anywhere from doing side straddle hops, singing your favorite cadence, skip around the room, or drink from the grog. The grog is a concoction of some disgusting stuff that you got to drink. As a president, I find you 2 drinks from the grog. So it's, again, history and tradition, great time. I had one, we were doing at the Staff and SEAL Academy, and our president of the mess was a female. And one of the Marines thought he'd be tough, and he wanted to fine her for having an out of regulation mustache. Right? He thought he'd be funny. So he got up, and it's tradition. You have to say, Mr. Vice, I, Sergeant Jones, request permission to speak. It's a thing. Mr. Vice asked Madam President. She stood up, and he said, I want to levy a fine against you for having an out of regulation mustache. And the crowd's like, whoa, like, oh my God, what's she gonna do? How do you recover from something like that? Somebody caught in, she had a little blonde, how females have a little peach fuzz, whatever. So she said, yes, very well, you are absolutely correct. She said, I'll tell you what, I will get my mustache within regulations as soon as you can do as many pull-ups as me. Man, that crowd went crazy because he couldn't. She did like 6 more pull-ups than him on the PFT that we just recently took prior to it. So, touche. He went and drank from the grog. And plus, you can't find the president anyway. But it was good. So be prepared. Mess nights. I forget who even asked that question. Get with your unit and you organize it. Right? If they say, well, we just don't have time, make time. You can do them in the field. Field mess nights. The firefighters at McCass, they hosted one for the unit in the field, tents, canteen cups for mugs and drinking. The chow was barbecued. It was amazing. Again, you just got to hit the ceremonial parts that's right in the drill manual. So you can't mess it up. It was awesome. I got a question, Sarnt. What's the longest? Go on. I thought it was going to be about Sarnt. Sergeant. Never been to a mess night, says Bryce. Show of hands. How many shellbacks are in the house? How many shellbacks in? Any shellbacks? Let's see, shellbacks. Shellbacks is another Navy tradition that Marines do partake in. And I did have the opportunity, golden shellback, Josh Hume. Not a golden shellback. It was me. Only unit was with it, did it. 2-5 Golf Company, know the unit did it. Appreciate you telling everybody what it is. Yes, so with 2-5. No, that's not who I did it with. I did it, yeah, well before 2-5. But here's what it is. Crazy Navy tradition. What's up, Birdman? Good evening. Oh, I missed it. Birdman. Come back, Birdman. I saw it disappear. Haven't seen you in a while. So the shellback. Navy's rich in history also, traditions. They don't let it go either. They're fanatical about being sailors. Love it. The tradition of becoming a shellback is when you cross the equator on ship. So golden shellback, help me out. That's when you cross the equator and the both at the same time? I don't know. Or more than once. Anyhow, it's a tradition that while you're crossing the equator on ship that you get initiated into becoming a shellback. Now, I can't give all the secrets out, but it is, I don't even know the time. Was it a 12-hour? It seemed like forever for me because I was one of, so my unit floated to, we were going to Tonga. So they floated across the equator. My unit all got shellback. the whole ship was already shellback. I had to fly over there for some reason. I don't remember why. So I didn't get shellback on my way there. So by the time we come back from Tonga, there's only about 6 of us who are still polywogs. Polywogs? Right? So now not only is the whole ship certified, my whole unit is certified. So what that means is they're all shellbacks. What that means is they're the ones that get to initiate me. And I might have been talking a little trash throughout the entire deployment, saying, I ain't afraid of you, I'm a shellback, I'll kick all your butts. So not only did I have the ship against me, I had my own Marines against me. Couldn't wait till that day. And of course it happened at like 2 in the morning. So once we started getting ready and they help you, I remember we were taping shower shoes to our knees and elbows because you're crawling around that line and there's no skid, non-skid, and it's just miserable. The shillelagh, they beat the crap out. Again, I can't give all the secrets out. Horrible. You're swimming in the trash from the mess hall for months at a time. And ugh. So I hid like a good Marine, right? On a ship that there's 300 sailors on there that know every corner of that ship. But I did get away with it for a couple hours. But all that really did was piss them off even more. Now the entire ship, even the captain of the ship announced it over the PA system, Corporal Cece, you better come out or it's just going to be worse for you when we do finally find you. And I had wedged myself behind some heating pipes somewhere that I couldn't, people were walking by, they couldn't even see me. But what I didn't want to do is not get it. So he's like, you got 10 seconds. Once we leave the area, you'll no longer be able to. So that 1 hour left, the entire ship beat the crap out of me. But it was worth it. It was well worth it. And the golden shellback, did anyone say what a golden shellback is? It's the equator, and what's the latitude one? I think you got to cross both. Navy. Navy is very, very rich in their traditions as well, which is awesome. Josh Hume, what's the NCO blood stripe ceremony? Was it ever sanctioned or was it just a quiet tradition? The blood stripe is not sanctioned, and you'll find it in no Marine Corps manuals. Not even the punch on the, that's what it started probably a couple 100 years ago. That was welcoming you into the new ranks when you became a Lance Corporal. All the Lance Corporal and above, they punch you on the shoulder because you put a new stripe on. And that was a welcome to the Lance Corporal underground. NCOs, boom, welcome to the NCO ranks. Just a little tap on the shoulder. Of course, Marines are extreme, so that tap on the shoulder became as hard as you could. Well, the NCO stripe, no, not sanctioned by anyone. Hold on, golden is equator and international dateline at the same time. Thanks, Josh. So once you earn the blood stripe, that became a tradition. I don't know, who knows when that started, but that was a little tap on the knee. A Charlie horse, you use your knee, you pound it into someone's thigh. Excuse me, it was at the same time. Punch an arm and knee on your thigh. Same time, well, because now you get the blood stripe. But of course, Marines are extreme and they take it obviously one step too far. And it becomes pretty, yes, look at Menachem says, ouch. It's brutal. It's brutal, especially if that newly promoted corporal wasn't well liked, if you will, by all the ones that are already a corporal. And it's everyone corporal and above get to do it. So I've seen a couple pretty nasty ones. Some I'm not too proud of that. I mean, this guy, I've seen kids pass out because of just the pain. That depends on how long the gauntlet is. They call it the gauntlet. When I picked up corporal, I was playing football. My unit promoted me, and I got some hits and knees. And you welcome it because you want that welcome to the NCO ranks. Now you're part of the team. You got to take that. But then it turns into hazing. That's where hazing came from. And again, someone always trying to take it one step higher. Okay, poor judgment. If there's no training value in it, you shouldn't be doing it. What I learned later on once I became a little more mature. Seeing this guy, not only did he pass out, and we made sure he was okay, other Marines were like, hold him up. They wanted to hold him up while he was passed out so they can get their licks in. Too far, way too far. If it's with tradition, boom, welcome to the NCO ranks, boom. That's how it should be. So no, it's not in any Marine Corps manuals. All right. Navy Marine brawl. Too many lynching, Lynchburg lemonades. I'm telling you, alcohol puts a damper on things. David Bryant, pronounced Lance Corporal chevron, pins in the chest. So even my PFC in boot camp, I think I've told this story before. One time the drill instructors called me in there. I was the guy. They're like, get against the wall right now. And they said, no, stand sideways. That means stand sideways with one shoulder on the wall, or the position of attention, and all four of my drill instructors walked by and hit me on the arm, bam. Not hard, but hard enough to get my attention. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And they said, turn around. So I turned around so they can hit the other arm, bam, bam. Senior threw me a set of alpha chevrons, right, to sew on myself. He said, congratulations, you're private first class. Get the hell out of here. I was like, holy crap, I was banging up against the wall. I thought they were going to kill me. But it was cool. It was welcome to the ranks. You want it. You want to be part of the team. It's just when Marines go above and beyond, right? Hazing is fine as long as there's no permanent damage, right? And the hazee is always the one that, no, I wanted them to bang the crap out of my knee so I couldn't walk. Hey, Cookie, what's up, brother? I see you on there. A&C Metalworks right behind me. Look over my shoulder. This one is my right shoulder. A&C Metalworks. Boom. A little bit of light on it. Yes, Lake Cookie, how was the dunes? As in our travels, we passed by some deserts, and there was thousands of them. Thousands of the dune buggies and motorcycles and campers. And you got to take us one time. I want to go with you. I want to get crazy and do some flips and crazy stuff. It looked awesome. Just seeing, I love seeing all the campers like in a school circle, like a wagon wheel, right? Like the wagons in the old days. That's what my wife called it. And just, it has to be an amazing time. Not just riding the dunes all day, but then at night, just that shared camaraderie, spending Thanksgiving together, breaking bread. It looked awesome. Knee to the groin when I got PFC. This is David Bryan. Was it an accident? I had a couple slip off the shoulder into the jaw. Boom. I'm telling you, Marines are crazy. They do some crazy, crazy things. And they love it. We even did I remember being a part of a NJP, non-judicial punishment. It happened in combat. These Marines NCOs were being charged with hazing on two of the new Marines, Lance Corporals. And it was your common everyday 03 type training. They happened to have a stick that they would ask the Marines question. What's the effective range of the M250 caliber machine gun? And if they got it wrong, whack, they'd whack them. Just asking them infantry questions, right? The FM-6. Infantry stuff that they should know. What's the weight of this weapon? Maximum effective range. Just basic infantry questions. And every time they got it wrong, they'd whack him, whack, whack. Well, one kid, he wasn't getting any answers correctly, so he got whacked quite a bit. Word got out, he couldn't move his arm, or he went to sick bay, or somehow, some way the story got out. Before cell phones, luckily, none of it was recorded. So we're standing NJP with these Marines, and the one who was being hit, being hazed, said, no, sir, it didn't happen. No, sir, it didn't happen. No, sir, it didn't happen. He's like, I have witnesses, said it did happen. It did happen. No, sir, nothing happened. They brought in one of the witnesses. Did you see him get hit? Yes, sir. So was he in the room? Yes, sir. Facts, 100% happened. The hazer called in the same room. Everyone's in the same room. Did you hit him with the stick? No, sir. Did you get hit with the stick? No, sir. The witnesses, did he hit him? Yes, sir. Did he? Plain as day. SEAL was angry. Knew the truth. We all knew the truth. He had marks all on his arm. It was a done deal. But the SEAL just really wanted the Marine to confess, not throw his squad leader under the bus, not being a snitch, nothing like that. He just wanted everyone to say it out loud, right? The hazer and the hazy. They were getting busted. They ended up getting busted for it. But the hazy's part was at the end, like 10 hours later. It was the longest NJP I was ever in my life. The hazy was like, sir, please don't punish him. That is my rite of passage as an infantryman. I wouldn't have it any other way. Yes, it hurt like hell. I got marks on my arm. My arm hurts when I move it, but I wouldn't want it any other way. That is my rite of passage. So, good on him, but there's better rites of passage, like passing SOI, right? And being the fastest at disassembly and assembly of your any weapon system. Those are rites of passage. It's when, again, Marines take it to blindfolded at night while they're punching you in the back of the head. Everyone's got to add something to it. If there's no training value to it, don't do it. But that's what he felt. The Marine was like, I deserved it. I didn't know the answers to this and this. I deserved it. No, you didn't deserve it. You earned your rite of passage. It's my safety tip for the holiday season. Look at Carlos Diaz. My legs still remember the blood line, walk the table. So I told you I was playing football at the time I got promoted to corporal. So my unit promoted me. Everybody banged my legs up, and I was like, man, go easy. I got to go to football practice. A couple of the Marines in my unit were also on the football team. Already NCOs, corporals, a couple of sergeants. I said, hey, look, don't tell anybody. I got promoted today. The football team didn't know, and more than half of them were NCOs or above. I said, look, I got to get through practice. My legs are already sore. I can barely walk. Don't tell them. They're like, no, of course not. Of course, we got your back. We got your back, bro. As soon as we get to practice, hey, everybody sees he got promoted to corporal today. Get him. Form the gauntlet. So I went to 2 gauntlets. Thank you, Marines. All right. That's how we roll. It's good. Again, I wouldn't want it any other way. That was my rite of passage, but it could have been done safer. All right. That's a Blue Falcon for you right there. Hooked me up. Set me up for success. All right. Holidays are coming. Holidays are coming. We already talked about it. Gift ideas. If you gave some gift ideas, I didn't see them. What would you want? What would you want as a Marine? That's what how my family asked me for gifts for other people. Like, we need to get these 2 guys a gift. You're a Marine. What would you like? What would you want to see? And it's tough. Hot Rod, Poolee. I'm getting promoted to captain. It's me getting promoted to captain on Wednesday. Oh, in cap. Civil Air Patrol. Congratulations. Poolee, Corvée asked, I passed with a 95 on my ASVAB. Will graduate May 2025, but having been homeless for much of my life, my recruiter can't help me of my security clearance. He can't help you get your security clearance because you've been homeless? Yeah, security clearance, you won't need that till later once you graduate. I think your security background check you need, but you don't need a clearance right away. Actually, I didn't get a clearance till I was a staff NCO. So you don't need a clearance right now. You just need to get a security background. Is that what he's talking about? And 95 is great for an ASVAB score. Congratulations. All right, what's the difference between hazing and training? When Marines take it to the extreme, right? When, again, there's no training value to it, right? The kid that we hit him so many times, he passed out. Was that welcoming? Was that bringing him into the NCO ranks? No, we were trying to hurt him. We weren't trying to welcome him. So that's when it becomes hazing and no longer training. Bryce says, we had just stood down from air alert, and most of the NCOs were shipping out their other units when I was promoted. I dodged a huge chunk of shrapnel. I'm telling you, it's all about timing. And mine just happened to be the worst. So good on you, right? If it just so happens to be only 1 or 2 NCOs around. And then, you know, it's the herd, the mob mentality. A bunch of NCOs, new one just got promoted. They couldn't wait to kill me. Depends on MOS. Rick, I think you're talking about the security clearance. I think so as well. Oh, maybe that's why. What MOS are you picking? Does that require a security clearance to get that MOS out of boot camp? Good point, Rick. Thanks. Yeah, that's a MEPS question. You need to call directly to the MEPS station, and find out. And if you haven't talked to your MEPS station yet, McJunkin, help him out, getting a point of contact at MEPS, find out what he needs to do to get his clearance. And being homeless, not a whole lot of records. Wow. Good luck, and I hope it works out. I hate to say it. Worst case scenario, you take any MOS to start out, and then lateral move into the MOS once you do get your clearance. So there's ways to make it happen. And you know what I always say, there's a waiver for everything. One Marine got Governor Schwarzenegger involved because his head was shaved before a deployment. That was a long time ago. Wow. And did the governor, did Arnold help him? That's crazy. Sounds smart. There you go, Randall says, holidays, yes. Please send cookies to random recruits, large boxes. Send the recruits. Get some addresses of recruits. Send them tons of home-baked goods. I used to always like I can see Madison in the background. I used to always, I think I had Christmas Day only as a drone instructor, maybe once or twice did I catch Christmas Day as a drone instructor. I was on duty, and I told you we had the move beams. Remember those L-shaped flashlights? And we didn't have green, but we had blue lens, red lens, and a white lens, of course. And I would alternate them, red, white, blue, and they'd sing Christmas carols while they're flashing their moon beams all at the same time. And then I'd thrash the crap out of them, of course, for screwing around on Christmas Day. All right, Merry Christmas. You suckers miss Christmas. That's what USMC stands for. Understand his recruiter has tried to get his record sent to MEPS for a consult. Good luck, McJunkin. Please let him know. I guess maybe waivers on Corvy's records. Waiver for everything. In fact, wasn't I schooled today by Sergeant Cece that there's one thing there's not a waiver on? One thing, she said that there isn't. I believe there's a waiver for everything. But she schooled me today saying the height requirement for an MP is 5'5". Unwaiverable. 5'4". Oh, 5'4". 5'4"? Unwaiverable. Please, somebody, 5'3", fight that. And let us know if you make it. Everything's waiverable. I think so, John McJunkin. He's going to have to get a waiver for his records. Corby. They'll put their butts until they die just for a cookie. So in boot camp, you're not supposed to accept home-baked goods because you don't know what's in them, right? You get some shady characters sending some pot cookies or pot brownies. So we're supposed to destroy any, because you can't just throw them in the dumpsters because the recruits will go dumpster dive. So you have to have them destroy them, like stomp on them and urinate maybe on them, somewhat to ensure that they didn't eat them later. That was always fun as a drill instructor. David says, it used to be 5'8". Wow. Yeah, 5'4". I was schooled today. Where my sister sent homemade cookies for my birthday while in boot camp. She sent enough for the whole platoon. Turned out to be a bad idea. I had to eat all of them in front of my DI and SDI. I never did that one as a drill instructor. Never made one recruit eat everything because I don't want them to enjoy it for that short period of time. But yeah, that's not good either to eat 80 cookies, depending on how big your platoon was. I had to get secret for the old message. Old messages that used to be transmitted before Microsoft. Wow. I love green crayons. Red. Change my old gyrene. Where's old gyrene? Do you know much about ARF? Air, yes, no, not much, but I did work at the air station. Any advice? I shipped for boot camp in January. ARF, Airfield Firefighters, right? It's a fire rescue. Yes, the firemen, the military firemen, the Marine Corps firemen, awesome group of Marines. They train constantly, every single day, so physically fit. Mentally tough too, because you got to wear that bunker gear and get hot and sweaty and a little disoriented, and you're literally fighting fires. The training aircraft that you fight on, I did all that just as the sergeant major, so I wasn't doing it every day. But these guys are tough, physically and mentally tough, because they train every single day. And fortunately, they don't have to do it for real. It can become kind of monotonous at times, and really bunker drills again, but it pays off for when something does happen. So a whole lot of training, not a whole lot of action. Again, depending on what airfield you work at, but how many aircraft do you hear catch on fire or crash or blow up or something on base? So again, fortunately, it doesn't happen often, but they're 100% ready for it. And of course, they got nice bunk houses and gyms, and they eat well, and I think it's a great MOS. I really do. So good luck. He's really good kid, no drug use, never smoked, no youth criminal record, attend school. Again, nothing but luck, John. We'll be praying for him that everything works out. They can figure this out. I'm positive they can figure it out. Some of our patrons here help them get which one? Salty. Sea salt. That one. Whole world wants to be a celebrate because we're the baddest in the club. John Alvarado. Some of the patrons here help them get monthly motel payment plans so they wouldn't be homeless anymore. Amen. God bless. Love hearing stuff like that. What do you say? I missed it.
He's here.
Oh. Here. Is that what he wrote? Salty Saxy. What's up, my brother? How was your Thanksgiving? Obviously, I'm getting here at the end, but subject tonight, Thanksgiving. Recap of Thanksgiving. I won't bore everyone with our details, but it was one of the most amazings in a long time because our entire family was together. We were at Kimi Cocoa Puff's apartment. Not huge, but we all fit. And the producer and I, halfway through the night, she snuck me a little fist bump because we managed to not lift a finger. I'm a little embarrassed when I say it now, but they did it. The family came together and created this amazing, amazing meal. Leftovers, pie at the end, sat around, watched.
30 some odd years, you don't think we remember this?
30 some odd years later, we managed to, and they never even asked. So maybe they knew, I don't know. They were just working it. Right? Not a whole lot of fighting going on, but it was great. What'd you do, Salty? How was your Thanksgiving? I'm with you, John McJunkin. I don't want to lose that young man. He's going to be an awesome Marine. So I'm telling you, we got to keep fighting. And if there is something I could do, please, 100% let me know. More than happy to do anything. I don't know anybody at headquarters Marine Corps anymore. Maybe, I don't know. Been a long time removed now, but I would definitely make a phone call. I decided aircraft rescue firefighter over 0811 because of the medical learning that comes with it. 0811 can only get you as far as logistics. Good call. Aircraft rescue firefighter. I knew there was a rescue in there somewhere. ARF. I'm calling the ARF guys. the infantry of the air wing. That's what ARF is at RAF. Get some. I just sat around, relaxed, and had some scotch. Salty. You better have some turkey. Little gravy, maybe. Turkey wrapped in bacon.
Minus the turkey.
So you're doing best. Eat. That's it. And we talked about it early on. What would you rather do, cook or clean? Well, I didn't cook, and I cleaned my plate. So actually, I was helping out. I did help at the very end. Lay cookie. Once I rolled off the couch, wore some basketball shorts so they could stretch, and then helped clean up. Doc Holiday. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Doc. How are you, brother? Thanksgiving. We're still talking about, because we still have leftovers too. That's the best part. I'm still eating leftovers, Bryce. Same. What'd you do, Doc? How much turkey did you eat? How about this? What's everyone's favorite item, food item for Thanksgiving? Mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing, turkey, ham. Oh my God, the ham was delicious too. What was it? Honey baked? Salted caramel baked ham. Delicious. That's what we brought home. Amazing. The pies at the end. Olives. I always like having some green olives. What's the red stuff? Cranberry. Do you like the cranberry mixed up, or do you like it straight out of the can and cut? Or one of our daughters one time made it fresh from the freaking berries, cranberries. She bought them. Made it fresh on the stovetop. Amazing. What? Right there, stuffing with gravy. Sweet potatoes. They even had sweet potatoes with the marshmallow cinnamon on top. Delicious. And producer says, it is true with RF they meet the pilots. Is it true that RF meet the pilots of the fighter jets? Yeah. I'm really excited for that part too. Yeah, 100%. Turkey is the best if ribs are invited. Yes, I love some ribs. But yes, you definitely meet the pilots, all of them. I had a Ball family come down from California, mashed potatoes, homemade from Mama. I tell you, we had some amazing homemade mashed potatoes as well. Baked mac and cheese. I'm not a huge fan of mac and cheese, but when it's baked and the cheese crust over on the top, Yes, I'm with you on that. Baked mac and cheese. Old Jyrene says, Miss Old Jyrene outdid herself cooking for Thanksgiving. And you cleaned up, right, Old Jyrene? You got to do one or the other. You got to either cook or clean, and not just cleaning your plate. McJunkin, we served so many Thanksgiving Day meals this year. Had a great time. Awesome. Good on you and your whole crew over there. Thanks for what you do. That's awesome. Nobody should go without a Thanksgiving meal. All of it is tasty. I don't know if I could pick one item as well. Lay cookie, I'm with you. I don't, one item. This year was the mashed potatoes and ham. I don't know, it's too tough to pick one item. Cranberries. Love the cranberries. When I worked and lived in Virginia, used to volunteer at a USO. Don't have it here in West Virginia. It's what I want to do one day too, the USO. We visit USOs every time we travel. And I always admire those old veterans. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Given their time, it's a volunteer position, getting up early, staying late, serving all those service members for free, for the good of the whole. It's awesome. I want to do it. Doc says, guys, just stopped by to say hello. I had to take family to the airport, but God bless you all. Special bless to the director. God bless all. God bless you, Doc Holiday. Always great to see you. Drive safe. Get the family to the airport. We'll see you next week, right? Next Sunday. Semper Fi, Doc. Always a pleasure. Carlos, you're all making me hungry, right? That's what look at Doc. Come on, man. God bless you, Doc. Be safe, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Blessings to you and your whole family. Happy belated Thanksgiving. Gary Morning, his wife did a ham. His late wife did a ham, a meatloaf and turkey with mashed potatoes, gravy, and creamed corn. I always love a good meatloaf. And the creamed corn. I love some corn too. Yeah. Forgot to ask, do ARV continue to train with firearms like the infantry? Absolutely. They're Marines, so they got to do their annual training as well on their long rifle and pistol. Still Marines. Are they normally stationed at base or over water? Again, Marines are amphibious, so we're primarily near water. SFMF-ers. After 30 years, Lay Cookie, after 30 years of Thanksgiving at the dunes, all the food must have salmon. Yes, that's all part of it. That's all part of it. Y'all have a big meal out there, I'm sure, with some sand. I'm telling you, we were watching them. It was hard because I was driving, but going up and down them dunes, down looks a little more scary than going up. It seems like because you're flying, and I don't know how sturdy. I've never been on one. The producer has. She might have rolled one or two in her day.
Back when they still had 3 wheels.
She's calling herself out, her age. She said when they had 3 wheels, before all y'all's time. Now they got 4 wheels, so it's easier. She did some 3-wheelers in the dunes. Glamis too, right? All over. Poolee Navarez asks, sir, can the Marine Corps change my career field at MCRD San Diego, even though I had a guaranteed one on there? Yes, they can. Needs of the Corps. It's not, it's possible, but not probable. My MOS change, I agreed to it. I asked for it. So it did. And I think 100%, can they? Yes, they can. Marine Corps don't promise you nothing. So if they need the needs of the Corps, again, possible, but not probable. You should be good. And don't quote me on that. I'm not a recruiter, but they could. But you join the Marine Corps to be a Marine. Your job is secondary. So go in there with that attitude, and you'll be just fine. Come on, I'll give you a ride. That'll make you want one. I'm telling you, just watching them and then seeing them driving down the highway, checking out what the difference is. I would have no idea how to buy one. So you're going to have to help us pick it out. And we also need a trailer and a camper and a bigger truck. I think my truck can pull it. Chevy. Don't talk about my Chevy 1500. It can pull it. I was thinking of 2 old school Marine PT workouts. Did you ever do the deck of cards pyramid or Indian runs up Tank trails? Yeah, loved them both. Deck of cards, let me know if you're doing it right. You have a stack of cards. One Marine flies up there, flip the first card if it's a 10, or you say the exercise first. Marine Corps push-ups, boom, flip a card, 10. You do 10 of them. All right, next one says crunches. You flip a 2, you do 2. The whole that's 52 exercises. That's how we did it. And the Indian run, love an Indian run. And that's for those of you that don't know, you're in one single file line. So if you're doing it by a squad or a platoon or even a company, that last Marine in back, he's got to fly up to the front. I like doing it with weapons. So you got to fly up to the front, give the weapon, they hand the weapon all the way back. That last Marine gets the weapon, he's got to come out of formation and fly up to the front, hand the weapon off. So you're getting like a double workout. You're handing the weapon back, hand the weapon, waiting for your turn. You hand it back, you get the last one, you take it and fly. And up tank trails, that'd be brutal. I don't know if I've ever done uphill before. Ben Ing, any advice for a civilian that has medical procedures in terms of mindset? You have medical procedures, and I'm supposed to have back surgery. Doc told me that about 4 years ago. He said, as long as you can take the pain, don't get the surgery. He said, I'm a back surgeon. I want to operate on your back. He said, it's up to you to decide when. So I'm going to hang out for a little while before I do it. But just know that even with back surgery, I don't know what kind of surgery you're talking about or medical procedure, but 50-50, I don't like those odds very well. So again, it's different for everybody and everybody's medical procedure. Annie Benani, era. Salty, RE Factor Tactical has a combat fitness deck. It has workouts on each card. That's a great idea. Man, I should have thought of that. And I've heard of that deck of cards. There's another one with dice, two big dice. You roll them, and they have a workout on the die, and of course a number preceding that's how many you do. If you're a Marine right now and undecided to reenlist, talk to the counselor. Don't wait if you want to reenlist. Man, I missed the rest of it. But don't wait. Great information. Don't wait till the last minute because one, you might not be able to. Everyone assumes they work so hard to get you in. When your reenlistment time comes up, you think, I haven't decided yet. My EAS is in a couple weeks. I'll decide then. It could be too late. So start working a year out. Your career planner should be pinging you anyway. They should have a little, you're 18 months out. What are you thinking about? Start working it early and aggressively. If you want to move, that's your time to do it. Lateral move into a different MOS, you have to do it on your EAS. You can't just do it randomly. So if that's something you've been thinking about, and check out the bonuses. Some MOSs have bonus money to reenlist. If you reenlist at a certain time, a lot goes into your reenlistment. And it's a request. They don't automatically reenlist you. So you got to make sure they use the tier system. They still use the tier system. Reenlisting is not a guarantee. So yes, and closed MOSs. Thank you, David. Your MOS may be closed. I think I told that story when I went to reenlist my first time. I was kind of hemming and hawing about it. Wasn't sure. Had a young, beautiful bride, a baby. Was thinking, man, do we want to reenlist or should I get out and get a job? What are we thinking? The monitors came to Camp Pendleton. So I rode out there to talk to them, just kind of see what my options were. Excuse me. So I waited in line. I was looking around. I was a corporal, motivated. So I finally talked to my engineer recruiter and said, yeah, I'm thinking about reenlisting. He said, oh, how long you been in? I said, or no, he said, when's your EAS? It was in like 2 days. I said, August 3rd. He said, well, your MOS is closed. Next. I was like, well, I just want to reenlist. I'm not asking for a duty station preference. I'm not asking for a bonus. And he said, your MOS is closed. You have to change MOSs. I was like, I just want to reenlist. I just want to reenlist and be an engineer. What's open? He looked, he did some flipping. He said, cook and supply. Which one do you want? I said, I don't want either one. I want to be an engineer. He said, well, your MOS is closed. See you later. Pick one of these and we'll work a package. If not, your ES is in 2 days. So I didn't know what to do. I took off. I was like, man, well, I told my wife, she's like, no, you better. I don't even remember how that conversation went, but the monitors were there for 3 days. So on the last day, I went there the second day, and there's some master guns. He's like, I told you yesterday your MOS is closed. Went there the third day, still, I don't know, maybe it would open up for some strange reason. He said, it's not. Your MOS is closed. Pick one of those MOSs, and we'll see if we can reenlist you. If not, your EAS is today. So at some point throughout that, there's a young Marine officer, lieutenant or something. He said, hey, come here, son. I've seen you've been walking around here for 3 days now. What are you trying to do? I said, sir, I just want to be a Marine. I'm an engineer. I just want to stay in my MOS. Man, I just blew the story. It was the colonel who was reenlisting everybody. He just stands by and waits. So these Marines are ready, sir. He would reenlist them. It was the colonel who asked that. And that's what I told him. I said, sir, I just want to be a Marine. I'm an engineer. I would like to stay as an engineer. My MOS is closed. He said, you've been here 3 days and that's all you want? You're not asking for a bonus, a duty preference? You're not asking for anything special. You just want to remain a Marine in your MOS. I said, yes, sir. He's like, come here. Grabbed the first lieutenant and said, set this kid up with whatever he wants. right? Get him re-enlisted right now. He's an engineer. He wants to be an engineer. Take him to the monitor and get him squared away. So went back to the same master gun. Says, the lieutenant already told this punk he can't re-enlist. His EASs today, he's done. And the young lieutenant was like, Master Gunnery Sergeant, the colonel said to re-enlist him and give him whatever he wants. And that's when I asked for Hawaii. I want a bonus, and I want to be able to try to get a bunch of stuff out of it. I did get Hawaii, but nothing else. Got to re-enlist at RET, which turned out to be an extension because I waited till the last minute. It was a mess because I wasn't proactive. So tip, be proactive before your MOS or before your EAS comes up, end of active service. Get after it. Carrie Marie Ann Potts, good to see you. Welcome. Happy belated Thanksgiving. What did you do for Thanksgiving? Did you cook or clean? Or both? And how delicious was it?
I thought it was
Carrie Ann Marie Potts. Carrie Marie Ann? Carrie Ann Marine. It's Carrie Ann Marine. Carrie Ann Marie. I just said Carrie Ann Marine. Yeah, right. All right, follow what you said just now. Following what you said just now. I just picked 3 jobs with my recruiter, and those jobs are open until after my 4-year term as an 0751 ARF. For example, 0811 or 0311. Will those doors be open? So, with lateral moves or lat moves, 2 things have to happen. Stars got to align perfectly. Your MOS has to be full, and the one you want to move into has to not be full. So they have to be able to accept you. They can't have, everyone wants to move into the 0311. If they let everybody move over, then 03s would be too full and the other MOSs would be light. So back to the needs of the Corps. So again, that's a part of being aggressive about it and finding out what MOSs are open, what are shy, what are too full, what are too fat and happy. But those are just questions. You got to call your monitor and find out. Say, look, I'm thinking about moving out of this MOS because they have to release you out of that MOS, and the new MOS has to be able to accept you. So it's not that easy, but it's doable. And it does. It happens. It happens. You just got to be, you just have all your T's crossed and I's dotted and find out everything that you need to know. Kind of do their work for them. I see here that the 03s are going to be so many short at this time. That's when I'd like to move over if you could just release me to. So do some work. Be aggressive. All right. No, Mike Cuchin, I don't think I'm a recruiter. I don't know enough. I'm hoping for help from everyone else. This is just what I've seen over years and years of experience with re-enlisting Marines, not the one behind the manuals. So no, we need help. 03 infantry era. I think so, Salty. That's why I just only entertaining the real questions. Anything is possible. Let's get that license plate made. Yeah. Or a t-shirt, hat, anything is possible. Everything's waiverable. That's what can you make me a shirt that says that? Everything is waiverable. I'm going to find out about that MOS or the MPs. 4553. All right, 0311. Make the best hobos. Come on, McBooger. MOSs, how many retired successful Marines? I wonder what kind of stat that would be. Like look at our Vice President select. He was a combat cameraman. All right, look at him now. So, man, congrats to PFC Birdman. Do I keep missing his? Birdman, congratulations, brother. And with those congrats, we already congratulated Sergeant Cece on her black belt instructor tab. Now she's headed to Quantico for sergeant school. So good luck on that. Good luck to all of you. Was that 2 hours? Wow, that was fast. You guys are amazing. Carrie Ann Marie Potts, our country isn't as good as yours. We don't do Thanksgiving. Well, you better do it. You start it. Carrie Ann Marie Potts. You got to make the first turkey, though. Thought MPs went out with tanks. Can't get rid of the MPs. They're being supplemented by civilians, but that's been going on for like 20 years now. All right, last question from McJunkin. Young Marine O'Leary asked, do you ever wish that you had tried out for the Marine Corps silent drill team? No, I absolutely love drill. It's going to sound crazy. I love drill, but I love the traditional drill. Armed and unarmed regulation drill. Love watching the drill team. I love spinning the rifles and the what's that, what do they call it when they, the domino effect. I love their discipline. I love how they all look the same. And I love everything about the silent drill team. I would watch them over and over and over and over again. But I wouldn't want to do it. And I don't even have a clear answer why. I do, because I love regulation drill. What's in the drill manual, what they teach in boot camp, and what every single Marine knows. Not every Marine can spin a rifle. Not every Marine can be on the silent drill team. I want to believe I have enough discipline, but I like the good, old-fashioned, solid regulation drill. So good question, though. I would love to be a part of it and be in one of their performances, but not travel around and do that for a living for 3 years. These guys are amazing. They do 370 performances a year. Yes, do the math. There's only 365 days in a year. So they do 2-a-days all the time. All right. I would too, but nothing more than actual drill and boot camp. I absolutely 100% love drill. I'm that guy that watches every ceremony, every graduation, every mess night, every Marine Corps ball. I watch the performance of everyone doing their part. I know what the color guard's supposed to look like. Did they do it correctly? Were the flags right? Did they harnesses it? Again, a little annoying. I get it. My wife tells me, just relax and watch the ceremony. But I do. I judge their steps and the sword tip 3 inches off the deck. Did they do all that correctly? So I'm a fanatical about drill. But never crossed my mind I got to get the 8th and I. I don't know why. I'd like to teach it. I wouldn't want to be the one doing it for some reason. Interesting. 7-5, Randall, you are the best. I'll meet you for a cold one someday, my brother. Absolutely, Randall. I would love that in Idaho. Next time we roll through Idaho. Way to go, Idaho. Every now and then, Mike, you have some legit questions. What did you do, go overseas, and how long were you in the Marines? So in the Marines for decades, and I got 9 times overseas, if you want an exact number, but plenty of time overseas. That's why I joined, to serve. Sniper Freak, that's all I have. A fantastic holiday season. Semper Fi, my friends, and Poolees. I'm with you, Sniper Freak. Awesome. That's what it's all about. Again, the next 4 weeks is going to be controlled chaos here at SFMF production as well, but we're going to get on. I'm not going to take a 10-day hiatus. Again, I can't. So we got to get it together. On the move. We'll be on the move, but we'll still be producing. Way too much to talk about. Way too much information to get out to each other, hand it over back and forth. Again, somebody just asked if I was a recruiter. No, but that's what this community is all about. Yeah, sorry, excuse me. Making it so we don't learn the hard way. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, right? You heard that saying. It's been done. It's been done. These questions about the MOSs, promotions, blood stripes, MEPs, all that stuff, it's been done. You don't have to create it yourself. We find out right here from each other. So, Major, can you explain what was the reason why the Marine Corps doesn't celebrate other battles like Iwo Jima? we do celebrate those. Celebrate them all. I mean, it's everyone does it differently. Every area, maybe depends on where you are. If you're near a Marine base, you mean like the Marine Corps birthday? Do we not celebrate it? So that's what a mess night is all about. Okay, great question. So during the mess night, you celebrate the battles. To the Marines who fought in Iwo Jima, to the Marines who fought in Iwo Jima, you toast those Marines. World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea, Battle of Iwo Jima, our Navy corpsmen. All those are part of the celebration of a mess night. OIF, and it obviously gets longer as more battles are fought. So that's how we do it. So they're all celebrated, just a little differently depending on where you're from or who's in your area. Look at B, Sergeant Major, I remember you baptized me at MMA this summer camp, and thank you for doing that. My pleasure, brother. God bless you. Dang it. My friend's brother was anti-tank gunner. I think it was for the toes. Anti-tank is a mean machine right there. Anti-tank gunner. Brothers helping brothers, Gary. Amen. Reach out, brother. Seriously. I think Grayson is meaning with statues of famous battles. Oh, so why aren't others celebrated like Iwo Jima? Got it, because we have the big statue for Iwo Jima. Iconic. Right, the iconic battle. So there are, at the Marine Corps Museum and in and around Quantico, they have the Vietnam Wall. They have the 4 or 5 Marines walking. That's a dedication to Vietnam, the Korean. So there are, and I can't name them all right now, but each battle is memorialized somehow, some way, like the famous flag raising at Iwo Jima statue in Quantico. There's a couple others. Hawaii has a little one. So they are just in the iconic place of Washington, D.C. Even OIF and OEF is celebrated by an iconic statue. So they are. And if you haven't, and I'm telling you, I was fortunate enough, one of my times through Washington, D.C., I was there for a class. I think it was the first sergeant's course. And I was leaving, and my flight wasn't for like 12 hours, but I had to leave the school, so I called a cab. I was going to get to the airport like 12 hours. I had to sit around and just wait. And my cab driver asked me, where are you headed to? And just shooting the breeze with him. So I'm a Marine. I just graduated this 2-week course, and I'm headed back to, where was I at the time? In Okinawa, in fact. He's like, what time's your flight? I said, not till later tonight, 8 o'clock. He said, have you been to D.C. before? I said, one other time for a couple of days, but he said, do you know where President Roosevelt used to live? I said, I don't know the area. He said, tell you what, it's your lucky day. You got some hours to kill. Boom, I'm off the clock. He said, let me show you a few areas of Washington, D.C. This dude was a history major in college, or a history major in college, and then a history professor in college, like UC Berkeley or something, moved to D.C. to retire because of the history. And he said, look, off the clock, you don't owe me anything. If you don't mind, I'd like to take you around to a few places in D.C. and just show you some history here. Man, I wish it was, I guess there were cell phones. I should have recorded. I should have taken notes. He showed me some, not just the White House. We couldn't go in the White House, but everything around it, where presidents lived, where they were buried, all the military history you can possibly imagine. He knew it all. And we're in his cab, so he can kind of park anywhere. So we had front row parking wherever we went. We walked, we drove. Amazing. So if you haven't been there, if you haven't had time to study some of those monuments, they're there. More than you can possibly imagine. It was amazing. My first, second, and third Marines. I was part of 1st and 3rd. Mike, hang on for a minute. Absorb some of the history this whole community offers. You'll get some knowledge along the way. Amen. Mike Kuching. just throwing out things you've heard before. Best advice right there. Just hang out and listen. Kind of read and watch and listen. You'll learn. And I think you're slowly but surely you're going to get motivated as heck, and you'll be back. Yeah, and you don't have to throw little nuggets out there. Just ask us what you want to know. Father and brother serve in Marines. Okay, again, then let's keep it real and simplify it to them. And when are you serving? And where? Nothing but great history. Keep getting me off the subject. We have to prepare for Christmas and New Year's. The two biggest things. Of course, we love Christmas, the celebrating Jesus' birthday. Amazing. Family and friends. Our kids are older now. Everyone still loves presents. But we celebrate it a little differently than you do as you get older. Know this, just like Thanksgiving, there was men and women not home with family. So remember them on holidays like Christmas and New Year's. And then, of course, New Year's, start the year off right. We'll talk more about New Year's resolutions as it comes up, but make them obtainable. Make them don't go, I'm going to lose 100 pounds by this date. I'm going to go to the gym every day. Make them realistic. That way you will stick to them. And we'll hit more on those. But be prepared over the next couple of weeks. It's December. Christmas is 24 days away. So it's time. Start getting your head wrapped around that. Even if you still have some Thanksgiving chow left over. Next one. This is a great season right now. Great season. November was a great month altogether. All right. It's been amazing. 10-day hiatus. We're back in action, back at work. Mattis is back. We will see y'all next week. URAH Gunny. URAH. All right, here we go. I said this earlier, John McJunkin, last one. Poolee Urabe asked, was there ever a time as a senior DI that you had to correct another instructor for abuse or bad behavior? Wow, interesting. Yes, of course. And here's why. Drill instructors get caught up, and you know what that recruit is capable of. Sometimes they take a little longer than others, and especially if you just graduated one. So you just want the very best of every single kid that comes in front of you. So nothing blatant that I can think of, just recruit abuse, but just a little overexcited, a little overmotivated, and wanting to correct a recruit. So a little forceful at times. So I'd tell them back out. That's when you say, hey, come here, drill instructor, I need you to go. And that's just so that drill instructor can go cool off while this cadet, the recruit, gets his head out of his butt and he performs like he should be already. But I can't think of anyone cursing, right? Sometimes they're not supposed to curse at all. Sometimes it does slip out. You just remind each other. Hey, brother, finally, that's why Marines say frickin' and they come up with those weird words. But nothing crazy that I can think of offhand. Nothing dangerous, right? No abuse that I've seen. Hear about recruit abuse. It does happen. But nothing sticks out in my mind. Yeah, can you remember any stories that I told?
What?
Recruit abuse. As a senior, did I see something that I had to correct? Yeah, just daily stuff. Hey, drill instructor. Just got to remind him. You got a phone call. This was before cell phones. All right. Mike, you need to go back and talk to your relatives that are Marines, if you do have relatives are Marines, and just act appropriately in a more professional way here. Or if you are trolling, go troll somewhere else. We ain't got time for that silliness. But everyone, Semper Fi, my friends. God bless you all. Don't forget, it is Sunday. Thank God. We have many, many things to be thankful for, and our community is one. So God bless you all. Thank you for your continued support. And we are back in business. Get ready for the holidays. God bless you all. Be aggressive, but be safe. Semper Fi, my friends. Era.